Okay. Thank you, everybody. We're back here, and we want to discuss the Enugu Airport, and I'll just have like a 30-minute conversation. I've sent a link which you can use to enter the conversation. So if you want to enter the conversation, use this link. I will send it again in the comment section. Hold on. In the comment section. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So the conversation basically is Enugu Airport, and I've seen some comments. Obi Trisemeka, if you are watching, I would like you to come on stream. Good morning, everybody. I would like you to come on stream. Why is Enugu Airport not growing? Why are Igbos not using Enugu Airport? I've seen a lot of comments. One of them says infrastructure, that we need to do the road network from Anambra to Enugu and from Owerri to Enugu, Abakaliki to Enugu, to make it easy for people to travel. But I'm not sure that is the major problem. The major issue somebody raised here, and I'm thinking very deeply about that, is why would anybody want to come to Enugu? Why are people coming to the southeast? If we control for the Igbos that are traveling, that live abroad and come to the east, and the few businessmen that travel to Asia and to their businesses in Dubai, we really don't have events that bring people to the southeast. And that's a very important point. Very important point. What do people come to the southeast to do? Now, second one is the economics of the southeast. What type of Igbos live in the southeast? Are they the business people? Are their businesses growing? Are they going to be able to afford international travels? Do they have staff that can travel internationally? So again, the issue of economics. When I was Minister of Aviation, I sat down with Emirates, and we had a conversation. And I said to Emirates, I would like you to come to Enugu Airport. And I told them I was going to make available the new terminal for them. Then they said two things. Number one, that they don't use single aisle planes, that Ethiopian Airlines use 737s, 800 to go to Enugu then. But that they use double aisle planes, which means 300 passengers, and they need to fuel 300 passengers every day. Now, the next question they asked, the next issue they raised was that using ITA data, the number of bookings from Enugu is from the southeast is quite low. The bulk of the bookings in Nigeria are taking place from Lagos, Abuja, and to some little extent Port Harcourt. So they had this challenge that they are not seeing enough bookings from the southeast, alluding to the fact of the economic situation of the southeast. Now, if we look at that issue of economics, I can see why Ethiopian Airlines is asking Igbos to use Enugu Airport. So let me unpack this conversation into three dimensions. One is economics. Does the economy of the southeast support the growth of does the economy of the southeast support the growth of an international travel industry? So that's number one. Number two, does the infrastructure in the southeast support a wider southeast utilization of Enugu Airport? If you live in Owerri, are you better off flying to Lagos and boarding a plane or driving from Owerri to Enugu? How is the road network? How is the security situation? If you live in Anambra, are you better off going to Asaba and flying to Lagos and going on? So there's Chike here who wants to join the stream. I'm going to add him while we continue to have this conversation. Chike, yes.
Good morning,
yes.
Oscar. How are you?
Yes, good morning. I'm very well. I'm very well, Chike. We're not hearing you. If you are hearing me, we're not hearing you. Yeah. Okay.
Morning, Oscar.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
I'm just joining. What is the topic today?
Oh, okay. So if you didn't look at it, we were talking about Enugu Airport. We're talking about Enugu Airport and how we can make it a viable way for people to travel.
Yeah, I saw it on your earlier post on your app, on your page. So I didn't know you are going live today. Okay. What I can say about that Ethiopian Airline statement is a welcome development, but we have made a lot of mistakes because somebody like me, I must be honest with you, because of this issue, make me to invest in Lagos. Because at the end of the day, when I'm living where I am, come back to Nigeria, the first port of entry is Lagos.
Yes.
So I don't know, it's gonna cost a lot of us to start looking to invest again, because I don't know. I think this is a mistake our people have made earlier, like all the politicians. You know what I mean? So I would love to land in Igbo land, but due to there was no access earlier on, so it really affects us. But it's a welcome development. We can carry on we can start something from here.
Yes. Okay, so the link is still there. If you want to join this conversation, you can click on the link like Chike has done, and I will admit you to the studio. I would like to hear more people, because what I want to do is we're not going to spend a lot of time here. I want to aggregate the thoughts here, and I will do a kind of a white paper to the governors of the Southeast about the issues that can make people use the Enugu Airport. And let me tell you why it is important that the international airport is in use. If we begin to use the Ethiopian Airlines and people begin to see passenger growth, other airlines will join the fray. Every airline wants to make profits. Nobody is stopping any airline from going anywhere in Nigeria. Many people in Nigeria have argued that we should have a single point of entry in Nigeria, and that the purpose of that single point of entry is so that the local airlines will be able to now do the second leg of taking people either from Lagos or Abuja to their local destination. They believe that the cabotage situation in Nigeria, where we have multiple entry into the country, will deny local airlines the opportunity of working with international airlines for connectivity. So as Minister of Aviation, I disagreed with that. I am of the view that we can have multiple entry into Nigeria and that we can still have a robust local domestic airline. But part of what I wanted to do, which I did, was to give Air Peace the license to go to many countries in Asia. This one, they're going to Dubai, their journeys to the UK were mainly licenses I gave. And I had also wanted to give them a concession to the new Enugu Airport terminal so that Air Peace can make it their base. Now, if Air Peace makes Enugu their base, or Arik Airlines or United Airlines, my idea is that they can go in partnership with international airlines to fly international routes. So meaning that as you see a JetBlue in America partnering with Emirates, or you can see an Air Peace in partnership with Ethiopian Airline or with Emirates or with Etihad, operating a flight from out of Enugu or out of Port Harcourt, as the case may be. But the challenge here now is that the passenger throughput in the Southeast is low. And that low passenger throughput is what many people here are attributing to many things. One, the infrastructure for getting to the Enugu Airport between the 5 Southeast states. Number two, the high cost of the tickets by Ethiopian Airlines, which they have now said is not quite true, or rather they have affected the prices to have some visibility that Enugu is the same price as the people, Enugu is the same price with Lagos. Now, the third issue is the economic activities in the Southeast to promote economic growth, because without economic growth, there will be no international travels. Now, the fourth one I want to put in here is the role of customs and other federal agencies that operate at the Enugu Airport. Some people are of the view that the customs and all the people there are quite unfriendly, that in Enugu they are quite difficult to deal with. I don't know how true that is for those who have been traveling through there. So I would like to hear your views. What should we do to the economy? What are the issues of the economy of the Southeast to promote economic activity? How do we promote? Is infrastructure an issue? Is security an issue? And then, of course, is the role of the federal agencies that operate in Enugu, is that an issue? So if you have your thoughts, if you have your comments, click on the link on what I shared and join us in this conversation if you can. But if you have something to say, Chike, you can go ahead.
Only thing I will add up is that the infrastructure, as you said, is quite important. If our governors will rally around this opportunity, because it's a very big opportunity for our eastern region, mostly the Southeast, to have an international flight that will land in Enugu. You know, if they can really cherish it, put together, not playing politics with it, build the infrastructure, let that be a very good road network. If it's the federal road, they should involve the federal government to make the roads, the federal roads standard. So that when you land in Enugu, because all these things, as I said, it's not too late. We can readjust, because this is the most reasons our people decided, you know what, I don't want to invest in East anymore. Let me invest in West, where I will land first and have comfortable before going East. So if our governors are truly, they want to take this opportunity and put a stop, like hold it properly, they should invest in the road network, so that if you land in Enugu, from Enugu to Anambra to Onitsha, before come, or from that Enugu to Port Harcourt Road, which you from there you connect Imo State, if they can make it standard, so you don't need to, it will not be a problem for you to connect your state. I think that will be, it will be encouraging, and I believe our people can also take an advantage of that. And also another thing I want to add is, as you said, airline like Airpeace, if Airpeace can work more towards European, to have flights from Europe to Enugu, it will also help. Like London, UK here, I don't know why they haven't started the UK route. I don't know what they are going through. But if they can also have it, as you said, to partner with Ethiopian Airline, let them have that channel of UK and other part of Europe. It will also boost the traffic down to Enugu.
Okay. We have Bernard Obima here. Bernard is here. You can unmute yourself. Bernard.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Chief.
Yes, morning, Bernard. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think this is an interesting topic. I think I'll say something so quickly. Two things. I think one is about investment. Taking myself for instance, I come to Southeast a lot because I live in UK, but I have to first of all land in either Abuja or Lagos, because I need to quickly tidy up one or two things with the things I have in Lagos or Abuja and so on. So my first port of call will always be these two cities, because that's where I have investment. So if, for instance, we have things that will make us to invest in the Southeast, the thing that drive us to invest in the South, most of us are very passionate people from the Southeast, then that will now make it very natural. Say, for instance, if I have, just to give you a simple example, if I have, say, for instance, a commercial property in Enugu, Oka, for instance, then if I'm traveling to East, I say, oh, I need to see my tenants or something like that. So that's my first part, of course, that I'll be riding in Enugu to do that. But most of us, you'll be thinking of Abuja or Lagos first. So that's on the one hand, investment. Secondly, is also insecurity, because Chief, I've always known you for a long time, but I started following your page more actively through your cultural displays, and so I used to like it so much. And I've spoken to a lot of people, they follow your page because of that. We like it. But I've seen that you stopped it for a while now, and I know why. I know it's probably because of insecurity. It's probably because of insecurity. We became so passionate. I even wanted to take a traditional tattoo because of how I enjoy the way you do yours and so on. But right now, we're all afraid, can we still do that? So Southeast has a potential of leveraging on culture and so on to build tourism. That can also bring people into Southeast. So I think insecurity is a very big one. We don't see those things again. I used to enjoy all those, what's it called it again? Those things we normally do around October, November. Those things are no more there because, the last time we did it was 2019 and so on. So if you have more of that happening, drawing people into the Southeast, that will create movement, footprints. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. This is an interesting point because I'm in Obosi right now, and the conversation going on here is my annual Obiora, whether I'm hosting it this year. Everybody is asking me that COVID has come and gone. The insecurity is under control. That the insecurity is a bit under control. And they're asking me, when are we going to have the next ceremony? So we're likely going to have it this October. That is strongly. I cried out about insecurity in the Southeast. I said, any group of people that are bringing insecurity to the Southeast wants to destroy the economy of the Southeast. It means you want to destroy the little thing that we have. So I have been very strong in saying, let's not destroy what we have going for us here, because it took us a lot of work to get to where we are as Igbo people. But that said, I think that going back to the issue, I am one of those who think that the Southeast governors are not paying attention to culture and tourism. There are more, if I were to be advising, or if I were a governor of it, I will push for the New Yam Festival to be coordinated and the Ofala festivals. So within a 4 weeks period, all communities will do their Ofala and New Yam Festival. So every weekend, people are coming to the East. Either you want to enjoy the ones happening maybe around Onitsha and environs, or you want to go for the ones happening around Oka and environs, or in Anambra South and environs. But I will keep the state for 1 month, running with New Yam festivals or Ofala festivals and co. There's also need for us to build museums in the Southeast. It would be nice for people to see the hometown of Chinua Achebe, recreate some villages that look like what you have in Arrow of God and things fall apart, and have theater. So when you're in Anambra, you can go to Oka to watch, theater. Nnamdi Azikiwe University is there. If you're in Enugu, you can do a food festival in Enugu. Enugu is known for his nice okpa, for his all the restaurants in Enugu and co. So abacha. So we can have 1 week or 1 month of food festival using the Opera Square. Enugu has a very active exercise group in the mornings that use Ogene and so to do exercise. These are the kind of things that you can market to the world. When you are passing through the East, stop in Enugu and enjoy a Saturday of a morning of leisurely run with the Ogene groups in Enugu. Eat Opa in the morning, in the afternoon, visit a Mili restaurant, do this. Tourism is not always about fancy things. It's also about little things that matter to people. But then, again, so one issue we have here is there is need to promote activities that will bring people to the East. But beyond culture and tourism is important point Bernard raised about business. I would like to hear those who are in business. Why are your businesses only in Lagos and Abuja and Port Harcourt? What is driving people not investing in businesses in the Southeast? I would like to hear people's take. Minus the security situation that just came now, what was really the reason why people focus on the Lagos, Abuja axis and Port Harcourt axis? Any thoughts? If you want to join the conversation, click on the link on there, and I will admit you to the studio. And I would like to hear what you think. But Onitsha, Enugu Airport is underperforming, and we need to make it to perform. We need to make Enugu Airport to perform. And if you are on this live stream and you have thoughts like Bernard, I would like to hear you. Why are your businesses not happening in the Southeast? Why is it not in the Southeast? Why is it in Lagos and Abuja? I don't know if you are still with us, Bernard. If not,
yeah, I'm still here.
Yes.
Sorry, I just stepped out when you asked.
Any thoughts on your businesses? I'm asking, why is your business in Lagos and Abuja?
Okay, all right. So I think two things, Chief. One is about viability. So say, for instance, Chief, you know that, say, for instance, in Abuja now, I wanted to have a property at the time in Nigeria. Well, the whole of advert, I was emotionally attached to Southeast. But I have to ask myself the truth. Where will I be able to derive profits? And the answer comes for itself. Well, because at the end of the day, it's about profit. It's not about emotions or something. It's about profit. Where will I be able to drive profits? So I think that's one thing. And secondly is also, I'm talking about in terms of properties now. I've also written privately to the former commissioner for land in Anambra State, who happens to be a friend, that we should try to commercialize land in Anambra State and properties. Let it be of values, such that if I buy a land today, I walk into the government house in Oka, get a CFO within 1 month or something, is all registered. So I now know that is a tradable asset, something that is tradable asset. We can also do that within our country homes, village homes in the village and so on. Let us have flexibility of registering those properties. That's a very important point. You know, Chief, that say, for instance, in UK and America, property is the biggest business. So even people who are not doing business rely on those things. So I think that's a starting point, because most people in Nigeria, particularly those abroad.
Just a minute, Bernard. There is Agui trying to join the conversation. Please connect your audio. Connect your audio and your video, either your video or audio, before I can add you to the conversation. You're showing up here, but it says devices are not connected. So you need to connect your mic camera before I can add you to the conversation. And there is Emmanuel Awo, who talked about wanting to join the conversation. Emmanuel, just click on the link and it will bring you to the studio.
All right, thanks. So I'm saying that having that kind of asset, so the point I bought a land, whether it's in my village, in Orifite or anywhere, I should be able to go to Oka, register it online or whatever, online and so on, and get my CFO, such that I know that, look, this is my property. I can trade on it. I can use it to borrow money from banks and so on. I can sell it off anytime I want. But we don't seem to have that, or clear. I hope studios should be able to do that, because it's quite easy. I wonder why that is not being done. So I think that's one thing. That's one thing, because I've seen argument recently where people are saying that, Chief, I don't know if you have noticed, the biggest business incubator in Southeast at the moment is construction business. People who are building houses and so on, and most of them are hotels or country homes. So government need to plug into that. Igbos love building country homes. A lot of arguments are now saying that we should discard that, it's not important and so, but I think it's dangerous. I have lots of cousins and family members who engages in those kind of business. They are either doing windows or POP or this and that and all of that. What I think government need to do is to give accessibility for people to commercialize those properties by registering them properly and having a proper title documents for it. That's one aspect I've always been thinking about. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so profit is the issue.
Yes.
Adobe says, I used to run business in Onitsha before moving to Lagos. More people in the East don't pay for value. Businessmen kill talent and skill. They know more than a professional. Instead of advising them, they want to teach you your craft. On my move to Lagos, where they understand and appreciate craft. I'm an interior designer, paint producer, and painter. So there's a complaint that in the Southeast, people do not pay for value. And that's an issue I've heard many times from a lot of people. They complain that people don't like paying for value. But that said, from Adobe, who is an interior designer, it's an important point. I think I'll be wrapping up these conversations because I'm heading to the program in Oka, the Youth's Earnestly Seek Solution. We're having a conference in Oka this morning, and I'm going to have that conversation about utilizing opportunities. I'm sending them to seize opportunities. And part of that seizing the opportunities is we want to build businesses in the Southeast. So I will take away from this conversation three important points. One, the need to improve the infrastructure between the airport and other cities in the Southeast. Two, the need to advertise heavily about the availability of Ethiopian Airlines and its connectivity. I think the current challenges with what's their name? Emirates pulling out of Nigeria and a host of other airlines insisting on selling tickets in dollars, people are going to make a change and begin to look for how to get cheaper options to travel. So this is an interesting conversation. This is an interesting conversation, and I think we should have more of these conversations about practical solutions to solving problems in the Southeast. And I won't mind continuing to convene this conversation. The next one, I'll advertise it in advance and then do it in the evening when people are back from work, so we can have conversations about what are the solutions. The time has come to stop passing the blame game. We're looking at solutions. The ones that can be done by government, the ones that can be done by individuals, the ones that we can all contribute to in making it work. So thank you, everybody. And I hope to have these further conversations going forward. But I will write out what we have discussed. I'll share it on my page. Chike, you have anything to say before we go?
Yes, please. Chief, regarding that partnership of Airpeace with Ethiopia, mostly UK. UK have a very big traffic to Nigeria. If you are having contact with Airpeace, I don't know what's going on. They haven't got a route to mostly UK, London. That will also boost the traffic to Enugu. I'm 100% sure of what I'm saying. Our people are here and they travel frequently, activities, ceremonies.
That will work. What I will do about that, what I will say about that is that the UK has a lot of difficulties giving Nigerian slots at Heathrow Airport because of the almost congestion at the Heathrow. But we have, of course, the Nigerian government reacted very well and forced them to give Airpeace the slot. Airpeace now has a slot in the UK. I don't know why they haven't started. No, in Dubai, they got a slot in Dubai, but the UK own, I will find out from the Airpeace people why they haven't started, because Nigeria have always said if they're not going to allow us come to the UK, we're going to also do the same thing to British Airways. But yes, UK is a critical place for us in terms of both connectivity and then also for the population of Nigerians in Europe, predominantly are in the UK. But yeah, that's an important point. So thank you, everybody. And let's keep the conversation going. I will look through the comments, and I will add Oladip or Jubril. You should click on the link, actually. I can't add you on your own. So if you want to join, you have to click the link. You have to click the link and then join. But we're already rounding up, so I will organize another conversation soon. Thank you very much, and good morning to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.